Hey guys, it's Scott with Scottie B Cards, and in this video I want to look at the worst rookie class of the last 10 years. So I'm not going to tell you what year the worst rookie class of the last 10 years is until we look through a few things. But this rookie class stinks, plain and simple. There's been some amazing rookie classes. Think of 2011 with Mike Trout, Paul Goldschmidt, Jose Altuve, Freddie Freeman, and other potential future Hall of Famers. Think of 2018 with Ronald Acuna Jr., with Shohei Ohtani, with Juan Soto, with Rafael Devers, and others. Think of 2022 with Bobby Witt Jr., Julio Rodriguez, and others. And then we have some other years, like the one I'm going to discuss, where players just aren't good. You know, they just don't turn out like we want them to. Our sealed wax investments don't pan out. And on top of that, they don't look great. So let's look at some numbers and figure out why this rookie class is so bad. So let's look at the last 15 years or so. In 2010, we had Buster Posey and Giancarlo Stanton. 2011 was Mike Trout, Altuve, Goldschmidt, Freeman. 2012 was Bryce Harper. 2013 was Machado, Arenado, Garrett Cole. 2014 was Mookie Betts, Jose Ramirez, Marcus Semien, Jacob deGrom. 2015 was Lindor, Seager, Correa, great shortstop class. 2016 was weaker for sure, but you had Chris Bryant, Trevor Story, and Trey Turner, three big names. Trey Turner's looking to be the best one of this group. 2017 was Judge, Bellinger, Bregman. Outside of Judge, nobody huge, unless I'm forgetting somebody. In all of these, I could be forgetting somebody. I kind of just thought of these really quickly as I was making this. And then in 18, you had Acuna, Ohtani, Soto, Devers. 19, you had Vlad, Tatis, Alonso. Even in 2020, in a weaker class, you had Yordan Alvarez, Bo Bichette, Luis Robert, amongst others. And then in 2021, who do you got? Nobody. When I say nobody, there's some good players, but this is the weakest rookie class we've seen in the last probably 15 years. I want to discuss the best players in here, why it turned out the way that it did, and kind of what to expect in this type of season and this type of product. But this was 2021 Top Series 1, and you're going to see that we had a lot of top prospects. We had Joe Adell, who was the number 4 prospect in 2020. He lost his eligibility, but he was still very hot heading into this season. We had Christian Pache, who was number 8, Luis Patino at number 12, Ian Anderson number 13, Carlson at number 16, Tariq Skubal at the time was not a big deal. Now he's a big deal. Cy Young winner, at least soon to be Cy Young winner. Number 22, Sixto Sanchez at 28, Casey Mize at 32, huge top prospect. Spencer Howard at 33, Nick Madrigal at 39, Tristan McKenzie at 58, Alec Boehm, who was a huge deal, and this came out. People were really excited about him at 59, Keibert Ruiz at 80, and Ryan Mountcastle at 94. So basically, you had all these top prospects in one release, and people were excited about this set, including myself. We were excited about the possibility of an extra strong set. In Top Series 2, it was also strong. We had Ke'Bryan Hayes, who was a number 10 prospect. We had Alex Kirilloff, who was number 17, Luis Campusano, Garrett Crochet, Jazz Chisholm at number 48, Alejandro Kirk, and Shane McClanahan, amongst others like Jake Cronenworth, William Contreras, Brent Rooker, who now looks a lot better than he did back then, Tanner Houck, and then Jonah Heim, all big rookies as well. Then we get to 2021 Topps Update. Jared Kelenic, he was a big deal. People were after his cards for a long time. Some people still like his cards for a good reason. He has a lot of potential, but he hasn't figured it out yet. But either way, another top 10 prospect, and even Logan Gilbert alongside Alek Manoah, who was a huge chase at this time, and Andres Jimenez. So some big names highlighted each of these different releases throughout the entire year. There were thousands and thousands of cards and parallels and autographs and hundreds of one-of-ones, if not 1,000 one-of-ones of each of these players. And we were all speculating on them because that's what you do with rookie cards every year when it's the new product. You chase the top rookie, and it didn't pan out. I want to point out there were 22 top 100 rookies and plus others that were big deals, but they didn't pan out. Here is what we can see with these players. Joe Adell currently for his career has negative 0.5 WAR. Jared Kelenic has 0.5 WAR. Ke'Bryan Hayes has 13.4. He's looked pretty good. A lot of that is defensive WAR. He is a sub 100 OPS plus guy, meaning he's below league average offensively. Christian Pache, who was a top 10 prospect, has a 46 OPS plus for his career. Luis Patino, he's out of the league. He's not pitching anymore. Ian Anderson, he has a 3.7 WAR for his career. He's had a good career, but not worth collecting. Like when I say collecting, worth collecting, yes. Worth investing, probably not. Dylan Carlson, 4.3 WAR. St. Louis kind of ruined him, in my opinion. And then Alex Kirilloff at 0.1 WAR. Those were like the top prospects from these sets. They just didn't pan out. And that's just kind of what happens when you bet on prospects. I also want to talk about Yermin Mercedes. I don't know if you guys remember Yermin Mercedes, but he debuted. He was older. I think he's like 27 or 28 for the White Sox. And he was on fire to start the year. In April, he had 5 home runs. runs, a 415 batting average, a 1.113 OPS, and people were paying huge money for his cards because he didn't have any cards. All he had essentially at the time was this autograph in Topps Series 1. He did not have his rookie until Topps Update, his like actual flagship rookie card, and people were going nuts for his cards. This is a great example of what not to do when hype is happening, is to pay $1,700 for one of these cards. That's brutal. A sticker autograph of Yerma Mercedes, who was basically out of baseball past June. He didn't really make Major League team again. He played another year or two, but he's not in baseball anymore. So if you don't remember this, it was a really big deal when it happened. Remember, everybody was like, don't buy him, but people still did. So with that being said, I want to look at the total WAR for this group and compare it to 2022. Is it that much worse? I mean, overall, we can see 92.9 total WAR, but a lot of that is pitcher WAR because we had some great breakout pitchers like Logan Gilbert, Casey Mize, Spencer Howard, Tariq Skubal. All these pitchers really propped this up. Shane McClanahan even, he's been dealing with injuries, but he's been great. He almost won a Cy Young. But we can see with batting WAR, only 53.3 WAR. You might say, hey, it's only been a few years. And yes, I want to caveat all this by saying, yes, all these players could absolutely break out. It's early in their careers, but a lot of these players are older than you'd think. It's surprisingly older than you think. After a while, you lose a lot of value. Even if they pick it up and become above average players, even all-stars, it's hard to regain that value once it's lost. But regardless, I think that's not that bad, right? Well, let's compare it to 2022, a year later. So they've had one full less year to build WAR. This is 2022, 163.7 total WAR, 142.4 bat WAR. You might say, okay, well, Wander Franco, he's gonna go to jail, and that's true. So you could remove his 11.5 WAR. We'll say it's 131. And I highlighted Cal Raleigh because I couldn't find him on a top prospect list, but I could have sworn he was on a top prospect list. But even if we minus those two players, let's say 23 WAR, we're still looking at like 119, 120 WAR versus 53.3. It's almost 3 times higher with one less year. And that's how this rookie class is shaped up to be. One thing I want to note is all these players are the top 100 prospects for each of the sets. So we're not going to see like Andres Jimenez on here, even though he's been great. He wasn't a top prospect. Same over here as well. Lots of negative WARs from these players, while slightly less negative WARs over here for these players. You do have some Bobby Witt Juniors, you do have some Julio Rodriguez, even some Cal Raleigh, Brandon Marsh, but those type of players are what you need for a product to be carried. Jaron Duran broke out this year, and that's what 2021 was just straight up missing, which is unique. It happens every once in a while. We see some bad years in the 2000s. 2000s are really bad. There's some really bad years. And we're seeing that with 2021. It's turned out to be kind of a stinker, and it's really hurt a lot of wax and player collectors. But these are probably the top players now from this year. There's still some good players. Some players can still break out like we saw with Skubal this year, but we have Logan Gilbert, Tariq Skubal, Brian Hayes, Jazz Chisholm, Brent Rooker, and Andres Jimenez. These are the ones that I think have turned out to be the best, and it's kind of sad that pitchers are kind of the best ones to target out of this product. But either way, there are some sleeper picks in here. But I wanted to make this video because I always think of this era as super interesting. This is when the hobby was at its absolute peak, right? It was 2021 in the spring. It was going nuts. I remember myself joining breaks to hoard Joe Adell rookie cards. I still have probably like 15 or 20 of them because I thought, if I can get X amount for X price, I can sell them for $10, X date. Didn't work out for me. And that's why I don't really prospect very much. It was one of the rare times I did because I was a Mike Trout and Ohtani fan. And so I was like, oh, Adell's going to come up and he's going to change the Angels. They're going to make the postseason. Didn't work out. Adell didn't work out. And because of that, I have a bunch of cards that aren't worth anything at all. But either way, these are the top players from now. And it's just be careful. That's what I like to point out. There's some great years. Usually there's 1 or 2 rookies that can carry some sets, but sometimes there's just stinkers and duds of products and years. And this is one of them, unfortunately. If your favorite player's in this product, that's cool. I'm just comparing to other years around it, and this is one of the worst. But even then, if you want to have some fun wax to open, go check out like 2021 Topps Heritage High Number. You can get a hobby box for like 35 to 40 bucks. That's pretty fun. Have a chance at autographs of Hall of Famers and things, or even Topps Update from that year. You can get some cheap hobby boxes. So that's one good thing for collectors, is there's some cheap wax because of this product being weaker because of the rookie class. But I just wanted to highlight this rookie class. Maybe I'll do a video in the future if you're interested on like the best rookie classes of the last few years and rank all of them. If that's something you're interested in, like the video so I know you want to see that. And other than that, let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are, and I will see you in the next video.